my name is Hope and welcome back to my channel. I like musicals, they're a big part of my life, and today I'm going to be talking about how to pick the best audition songs. So obviously audition season is right around the corner and I have done my fair share of drama school audition, and I feel like whenever I see people talking about what to do for your auditions, it's always so vague. And also, yes, I am losing my voice, so please bear with me. They give you really vague advice that I personally don't think really helps. So I'm going to give you some specific advice on how to pick the best songs. Now, I did do a video which is like my ultimate guide to drama school auditions. So go and watch that. There's loads of information on all of it there. But this one, I'm going to just be like doing songs in a bit more detail. And frankly, I don't remember what I said in that video, so I very well may repeat what I've said. Also, you may be asking, Hope, you haven't uploaded every week like you said you were going to. I know. I'm sorry. I'm trying my best. Move on. But before we get into this video, remember that you can like it if you like it and subscribe down below if you feel like it. You can also comment what you think your audition songs are going to be and I can give you some advice. I just feel like I'm not centered, so I'm just going to squidge my way over. And also, if you want any more like drama school tip videos, please let me know because I can make those for you. But without further ado, let's get into it. So, my first tip, pick a song that you find easy. I think I said this in my other video, but it's so true. Pick a song that you can sing easily. Don't pick The Mad Hatter from Wonderland or World Burn because you can sing them. Because no one wants to watch something really hard unless it's really good. And given that you're like auditioning for drama schools, they're probably not going to be as good as you think they are. I'm not saying they're going to be bad, but I would just refrain from singing really hard songs because it just makes everybody's life so much easier. So, and you have to remember that something that's easy for you isn't easy for someone else. For example, someone asked me to sing All Grown Up from Bear, then I'm not going to have a lot of fun because first of all, I don't know that song. And second of all, I know there's a lot of belting in that song and that's not what I'm good at. But I know someone else that would be like bricking it if they had to sing a legit song. So just because you find it easy doesn't mean everyone finds it easy. So even if you're thinking, oh, well, this song is really easy, as long as it's not Do Re Mi from The Sound of Music, I'm pretty sure it'll be hard enough for an audition. Number 2, sheet music. Sheet music is something very important and you should always bring sheet music. Pretty much every drama school audition wants you to bring sheet music, even if it says you can bring a backing track. Don't bring a backing track, it makes you look unprofessional and it's so much more of a hassle than just giving a pianist your sheet music. And here are some tips for sheet music. Number 1, pencil only. Number 2, very clear cut. If there are cuts in your music, make them clear. For example, this was my audition cut for Moments in the Woods. So there was no repeat, so I crossed out this because this little thing here means repeat. And when you want to cut out full pages, you're going to want to do it like this. You want to cut out systems. These bar things here are called systems. You want to cut these out fully across the bar. And then you want to make lines like this. Say this is where your cut ends and this is where it begins. That's actually the other way around because you're on camera. But hopefully that makes sense as to you want to make it as clear as possible for the pianist because there's nothing worse than him playing and you being like, oh, this is the cut bit. And they're like trying to understand your sheet music and they don't. And then they mess it up and then no one's having fun. Another thing with sheet music is tempo. Pianists won't always ask you to give a tempo, so I think it's always better if you ask them. If they say no, there's not a lot you can do about that. But if they do, the way you give them a tempo, the way I've heard is the most accepted way, is to sing it. Maybe not full out, but sing it and like tap on your leg. That is the best way. Obviously in the correct time. And please make sure that you give the correct time because I have genuinely seen people give the tempo wrong and then be like, that was quite fast. And it's because, yeah, you gave the tempo wrong and the pianist listened to you. When you walk into the room, be nice. Even if you're having the crappiest day and you feel awful and you want to die, be nice. Walk into the room, say hello to the panel, hello to the pianist. Most of the time what you'll do is you'll walk in and you'll stand in the room, say hello to everyone, and then they'll be like, cool, what are you singing? You tell them what they're singing or you give them the options if you want to give them options if they haven't asked for anything specifically and if you don't have a preference over what you want to sing. And then they'll be like, cool, you walk up to the pianist, you do all that, give the pianist your music, do not put the music on the stand, give it to the pianist to put it on the stand. That's just like a respect thing. Give them your tempo, walk back, and then start. That is the best way to walk into the room. And then when you walk out of the room, say thank you, get your music from the pianist, and then walk out of the room. That sounds like something really simple, but it's actually not, and a lot of people do it wrong, and they freak out, and that's how things go wrong in the room. So, just for your advice. If you want to pick a JRB or a Sondheim, pick a JRB or a Sondheim. Just be aware there is a possibility that it will be played wrong. So I picked a Sondheim for my auditions because I love Sondheim and I know his music like the back of my hand. Like, I knew I could go into a room and even if it was played wrong, carry on, which is what I did, even when it was played ridiculously fast. But you just have to be aware of the risks. Like, no one is saying don't do Jason Robert Brown, because Jason Robert Brown makes some great music and he's famous for a reason, because his music is good. So if you want to sing it, sing it. And also you have to think that most of the people playing the piano at your auditions are working musicians and are people that get paid to play the piano for a living. And so if they've never heard these songs before, which are pretty well-known repertoire, that is quite surprising. So if you want to pick one because you can. There's no rule against it, even though there is like a mythological rule. There's no rule. If you want to sing it, sing it. Legit songs. Everyone has an issue with legit songs because legit is hard and nobody likes it. And that is the kind of long and short of it, you know? But most auditions, you will have to pick one. These are songs I would steer away from. However, I'm going to say this. I love a lot of these songs. And so if you sing them, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Just know that probably a lot of other people are going to sing it and or they've heard this song a million times, so it better be half decent. Vanilla Ice Cream. I hear a million people sing it. Don't sing it. If I Loved You. I love this song. I can't lie. I do really, really love this song. But a lot of people sing it. Mr. Snow. Again, love this song. A lot of people sing it. Vanilla Ice Cream. Mr. Snow. If I Loved You. Both of those great songs. Just done a lot. A Little Bit in Love. Really cute. If you're not much of a singer, I would go for that. But if you are quite a singer, it's quite popular, so maybe not. Goodbye Little Dream Goodbye. Again, it's cute. It's done, but it's a bit overdone. Gorgeous. Is It Really Me? My White Knight. Somebody Somewhere. Am I saying that you can't sing any of those songs? No, I'm not. All I'm saying is they're probably going to hear it quite a lot of times, so it better be pretty good. And if you're not a legit singer, or if you're not a singer, I'd probably steer away from those songs. Maybe other than things like Mr. Snow, because Mr. Snow and A Little Bit in Love are songs which non-legit singers can get by singing. But I would say there are more obscure choices that will probably work better for people who are more inclined singers. And I feel like people never do this, so I'm going to give you some good, legit musical theatre examples. These are obscure ones, and I'm not saying I love all of these songs because that's definitely not true, but people liking things is subjective, and some of them are easier than others, so please take a listen. And if you want harder ones, some of them are harder. If you want easier ones, some of them are easier. So you have The Gentleman is a Dope from Allegro, How Can I Wait from Paint Your Wagon, A Little Brains, A Little Talent from Damn Yankees, My Funny Valentine from, I want to say Babes in Arms, but I'm not too sure, and The Lady's a Tramp from Babes in Arms. I love that song, just saying. Shopping Around from Wish You Were Here, I also love that song. Great song. Secret Love is also really overdone. I forgot to mention that one before. So overdone. It's a Perfect Relationship from Bells Are Ringing. Really cute. A Quiet Thing from Flora and the Red Menace. Once You Lose Your Heart from Me and My Girl. Gorgeous song. Warm All Over, which is also from The Most Happy Fellow, which is what Somebody Somewhere is from, is a really nice song. Quite hard, but it's a nice alternative to Somebody Somewhere, and it's not as high. Hello Young Lovers from The King and I is really pretty. It might as well be Spring from State Fair. That's just a couple. Like I said, legit songs are quite easy to find because you just type in the name of any old musical and there's definitely a female or a male solo in either of those. But that's just an idea of like what to pick for your legit. So let's move on to contemporary. Contemporary also has a whirlwind of overdone songs. Let me just name a few. Lost in the Brass, really, really popular at the moment. I can't tell you why, but it is. No One Else from Natasha Pierre and the Great Comet, also really popular at the moment. You Don't Know This Man from Parade, very popular. How Did We Come to This is always popular. I think anything from the Wild Party is always popular, but there's a lot of great songs in the Wild Party, so I can't really hold it against anyone because it is great. All Falls Down from Chaplin. People think it's obscure, but it's not. People have seen Renee Rapp do it. Everyone's seen Renee Rapp do it. She's great at it. A lot of people sing it nowadays. Screw Loose from Crybaby. I love this song, right? I think it's a great song. I don't think it's a great audition song because it's really, really hard to play mentally ill people singing. So like, I just kind of steer away from that one in like drama school audition context because it's really limiting acting wise because there's not much of a journey in that song. So I would just steer away. Things like Maybe This Time from Cabaret, Pulled, still relatively overdone. And there is more, But I feel like those are like the general consensus of ones that you'll hear all the time. And like I said, with like the Sondheim and the Jason Brown, if it's really popular and you want to sing it, sing it. If it's what shows off your voice best, sing it. Like, yeah, they're gonna hear it a million times, but if you sound really good singing it, they're gonna remember you singing it. So it doesn't really make that much of a difference. It's more if you're picking a song that is really popular because you can't be bothered learning anything else, even if it's a song that doesn't really suit you that well. That's when I say try and veer off popular options. Because I have heard a lot of people's audition songs. And I've seen people get in with popular songs. I've seen people get in with obscure songs. It really doesn't make that much of a difference as long as you're good at singing it. I would just say those songs you hear a lot. So if you can avoid them, do, but you don't have to. It's just a recommendation, not saying you have to. Now, this is a really random side piece of information, but I feel like it's worth mentioning because a lot of people don't think about it. When you're practicing your song, don't use the same backing track every time you sing it, because the likelihood is pretty much 100% that in every audition that you sing that song, it's not going to sound the same as that backing track. And every time you sing that song, it's not going to sound the same as the pianist who played it before. So practice with different backing tracks, because I tell you, it's really jarring, but it will make you more prepared for your auditions, because when you actually sing, like, if it's a different tempo to what you're used to, you'll be able to adapt much better. And lastly, act your song. Please act your freaking song, because there's nothing worse than hearing someone belting their brains out but stood there like a wooden spoon. Like, people really overlook the acting part of a song, but the acting part of a song is what makes it good. Like, imagine if you were at a Taylor Swift concert and she was stood there like, well, I'm trying to think of a Taylor Swift song, but I don't know her music very well. If she was like, I like shiny things, but I'd marry you with pip. You'd be like, oh my god, what am I paying like £500 billion for? Like, nobody wants to sit there and watch you sing a song and look like you want to die. No one wants that. Like, for the love of God, act your song. But that's just a lot of information that I've just thrown at you, so feel free to process it and let me know down in the comments if it was half decent advice. And like I said before, if you have any questions or anything, please feel free to leave them in the comments down below. I will respond to them, because I don't normally always, but if it's stuff like audition songs, I can tell you what I think is a good fit. And like, if I think they're contrasting enough, if I think the story comes across, and it doesn't mean that I'm a professional at auditions, because, you know, like, I'm not a panel, I can't tell you what is going on their side, but at least this basis information can help you in the future. Remember that you can follow me on all my social medias. You can find me at XOWilsonX on Instagram, HopeWilson returns and _on Twitter, and HopeWilson45 on TikTok. You can like this video if you like it, subscribe down below if you feel like it. Keep enjoying musicals as much as me, and I will see you in the next one.